Hello everyone, I hope you are staying home and are safe and relatively sane. I know this is a ridiculous time to be cooped up, kids, parents, everyone alike. So hopefully you're making the best of it. As we posted this week, our PE lesson for the week is an obstacle course of any kind that you can do at home or on your own as a family. And so hopefully you guys are all able to incorporate it in some way. Whether you are from preschool to high school, try to advance it as much as possible to really accommodate for your child's ability levels. Obviously, our equipment might not look the same. Whatever you have at home, use it at home. My equipment here at PE is going to be a little bit different, but I wanted to incorporate similar skills so that you can kind of universally use them no matter the situation. All kids can benefit from the skills that are covered in obstacle courses, so hopefully you can translate them to home. This is what my PE course looks like. It's going to have a lot of variables here that I'll explain to you what to do with them and how it looks. And then hopefully, based on the YouTube videos that we saw that I gave the links for, you will be able to use the at-home equipment in those regards as well. Find the connection and hopefully you can translate them to your own course. So a lot of different skills that we can use. First one is object control skills. So what you can see with this one is I have a couple balls that we can do throwing with. Object control skills are very important that we do in PE all year round. So it can be throwing, catching, kicking, whatever you want to incorporate. For this particular one, throwing is probably the easiest you can do anywhere. So if we can keep it color coordinated with a target, that works the best for that tangible reaction and enjoyment for success when they get the target. So working on throwing, we want the proper motion. So hopefully you're working on that stepping with the opposite foot as the arm comes up by the ear and throws forward. But like I said, you don't even need someone catching it. Just make a target on the other side of it. And the first activity can be object control. So starting behind the starting line, you can make it timed so that they can get that really wanting to move quickly instead of slowly through it, but also doing the skills properly. So when it starts, we're on that stepping with opposite foot up by the ear, hard throw at the target. Hopefully they're getting it in. I'm using soft balls, so it's very hard to do, obviously, but they can go inside the target and we can move forwards. Next skill is jumping. Now with jumping, you can use whatever you want to be able to force this skill. Okay, 2-foot jumping is the best. It looks like a rabbit, up and down. Okay, if you want, you can have it be on top of something and then down with that 2-foot jumping motion. Or it can be over, like we have the hurdle set up here. If they can't jump over something, then a good skill to have them work on is stepping on 1 foot. So they have that plant foot, they balance for a little bit and they step over it, landing on that opposite foot, and then they bear the weight as that other foot comes over. The reason why this skill is so important is because if they can get really strong on balancing on 1 foot as they translate over that hurdle, then it also translates to the locomotor skill of leaping, where there's that brief flight pattern with the feet over that item and they're landing and balancing weight on that lead foot. And then once they work on that 1 foot balance, leaping can also translate into hopping, right? Because they're on that 1 foot hopping. And then lastly, they can work on the 2-foot jumping up and over something. So work on those 2 skills put together because there's a lot of importance to building on other locomotor skills further down the road. Next, we have balancing, but also reciprocal stepping. Again, working on balance on 1 foot where they are using 1 foot per placement and then translating it to right, left, that reciprocal motion of alternating feet. Now, if they're not able to do that quite yet, then obviously we can allow them to take those 1-2 steps onto each point, working on that zigzag pattern, but the overall goal is obviously the right, left stepping. Next, a really good skill to incorporate is going under or through an obstacle. Why is it important? Because we want to really encourage each kid to use their hands as well as their feet or knees to work on either crawling, bear crawling, but having the hands out in front of us. In the school setting, that can translate to being able to protect themselves if they fall, trip, get bumped into. because having those hands out in front of them protects the head and face as they fall. So crawling, bear crawling, being on all fours is going to help them with that hand placement on the ground and being able to use their body to help protect the moneymaker of the head. So going through, no matter how you need to, it can be hands and knees or it can be hands and feet, but you want to be able to crawl through best you can using those hands to support your body weight. Lastly, again with balance. Okay, so hopefully we can balance either on a raised platform or on a piece of tape or string or anything that can go along the ground that's not raised that they can balance on. If they can work on toe-heel balancing and walking, then that's obviously the skill that we want to incorporate. Otherwise, a very good skill for them to work on while balancing is having the lead foot and their base foot and then step together sliding while balancing on the platform. Again, it can be either raised or not raised. Again, let's enforce safety here. So obviously, no matter how high it is, we have support on either side. You can have cushioning if they fall or a parental support if they need it. Raised, they can slide. If not raised, maybe they're stepping with that heel toe along. Again, anything that you can put along the floor. It can be tape, string, colors that they're just following, and they can work on that balancing. Then obviously you finish. So have fun with it, diversify it however you want to, and incorporate a variety of different skills. I just covered a couple. There are obviously tons more that you can do at home depending on what you have available, but have fun with it, and I'll see you next time.